What's up guys, WinterKills here, and welcome back to another D2D OCG deck profile. I wanted to get up a OCG profile because the new Felgrand deck, structure deck came out today, which supposedly should have been the D2D Support the Pendulum Domination structure deck, but they pushed it back to 2017 for this. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why. It got pushed back is for the Felgrand structure deck. So in honor of that, or just if I'm wrong, then just not, DDD OCG deck profile. Now some of you are probably wondering where the hell I've been the past few days. I haven't uploaded anything like 4 or 5 days. I had to go to a orientation for college. It was a lot longer than I had expected it to be. I thought it was going to be a 1 or 2 night thing, and it turned out to be 3. I had to stay over 2 nights in a dorm, and it was absolutely horrible. I'm glad I'm not dorming, but yeah, that's basically where I've been. I didn't have time to get any videos ready. It just came up too quick, but it's over. I'm gonna be back to normal posting, and we're gonna start with this D2D OCG deck profile, perhaps. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Without further ado, we'll get right into the deck, starting with the monsters. Alright guys, so to start off, the monsters, we're playing Triple Abyss Ragnarok. It's always been standard at 3, great combo piece for the deck. So Triple Ragnarok still very important for rank 8s. Triple DD Savant Kepler, definitely still need this at 3. Searching is still very important with the deck. 3 of each Slime, Swirl, and Necro, because Fusion Summoning is basically the main catalyst for the deck to get stuff in graveyard. Very quick, helps set things up. Setting things up in the graveyard. Cards like this, great discard fodder. DD Lamia. One of the reasons I'm refusing to play the TCG version is just because we don't have this card. If we just get this card and maybe 1 new extra deck monster, the deck's playability just goes through the roof. It just increases by over 100%, just because this card alone allows this deck to do so many things. Without it, it's just not that fun to play, and that's why I'm not too motivated to post a TCG build, because without this card, it's just almost not worth it to me at least. And this card just makes the deck so much better, and that's why you need to absolutely play this card at 3 for the OCG build. And next we're playing 2 DDD Savant Copernicus. Basically, it just acts as a Foolish Burial anytime he is normal summoned or special summoned. You can Foolish I think it is a DD or a Dark Contract from your deck to the grave. So that's very helpful as a 1 scale. Also level 4 is nice. Then we play 1 DD Orthros. This guy's nice. Not only is a level 4 tuner, but basically control a DD monster in the Pendulum Zone. I'm pretty sure you can target 1 Spell Trap and then destroy that as well. So it's good for back row removal, and also level 4 tuner is pretty cool to combo off if you wanted to. Maybe summon this off of a Swirl Slime from grave, and you have this on field already. And then you could use this to synchro up for level 8. You can go for a Hexblood, start a Spark, whatever you want to do. Level 8 synchro definitely helps for that. And then next for monster, we're playing Triple Max C. Triple Ulti Max C, very, very good card. Going second a lot with this deck, so this card is very nice. And then another tech, I guess I should say not another, but a tech, for this build at least, is 2 copies of Vanity's Fiend. So basically what this card does, obviously you can't special summon while it's on the field, neither player. But what this card allows you to do, since DDD is so powerful in what it can do, and it can spit out a huge first turn board with lots of negations like Crystal Wing and Hexblood without even sometimes needing to normal summon. What this allows you to do is tribute off like bonus pieces or extra stuff you don't need, or if you can bring out a Lamia with its own effect as the last part of your play and use it as tribute fodder for this, you can lock your opponent out of playing pretty much, because you can negate a spell, you can negate a monster effect. Crystal Wing isn't going to get beat over, and it also is a Dark Fiend, so it does have synergy with the Contract of the Witch we're playing. I think 1 or 2 copies of it, I'm not sure. I think it's 1. But it does have synergy with this, so if they try to beat over it with something and you have nothing else, but you have that, you can bump this thing up to 3,400 attack during their turn, making it even more of a problem card for them. So yeah, that's it for the monsters. Pretty solid monster lineup. And now we're going to jump right into the spells. I believe this is a 41 card build, in case anyone's wondering. 41 cards. We are playing double lure, so it's already pretty busted. Triple Dark Contract with the Witch. Or not Witch, Dark Contract with the Gate, my bad. Double Swamp King. Definitely a very important card. Not a 3 of though, 2's nice. Double Wear Off though to search those level 1s. Get your Couplers, your Lamias. Very nice card. And if you're also playing stuff like Valor, it can search Valor. Or Glow Bulb if you're playing that as well. So like game 2, if you go to side and Valor, this card is still very helpful to keep in. You don't want to side this out because you can search Valor with us if you already have a Coupler or Lamia on board. And also combos well with Dark Play. Like this card is so helpful because if you can search with this, instead of having to take the 2,000 life points in the end phase, if you have a Dark on board, you can gain that 2,000 to put you back in the game, or just give you a huge advantage, you know, going into that next turn. And then 1-for-1 Raigeki. Getting a little bit ahead of myself. Foolish Burial, very important. Double Allure, definitely need that. Soul Charge, and that rounds up the spells. Soul Charge obviously being very busted here, and 2 Allure, absolutely ridiculous. Some low-key support for this deck, some draw power. And not to mention Cupidity. When Cupidity comes out, will be a very useful card in this deck as well, and so is Avidity. Avidity will be absolutely busted for this deck as well, since you banish so much, you can put it all back and draw. It's just such a great card for this deck. 2 Solemn Strike, 1 Solemn Warning to complete a sort of a trifecta with your Solemn Brigade, 1 Vanity's Fiend, and lastly 1 Dark Contract with the Witch for all of its amazing utilities, and like we said earlier, that synergy it has with the Vanity's Fiend, very, very helpful. That's it for the main deck. We'll jump right into the extra deck real quick. So to start things off, we have some rank 8s we're playing. 1 number 38, Hope Harbinger, and 1 Divine Dragonite Felgrand, because it's always nice to have the option between these two. Like, I had having to decide between which rank 8 I'm going to play, you know, especially for Mermails and stuff. If you are playing the rank 8, and just like, oh, do you play Felgrand or do you play number 38? But in this deck, it's nice that you can play both. Synchros, Trish, then we have Crystal Wing, Stardust Spark, Hexblood, Gale King Alexander, Odd Eyes Meteor Burst is an amazing card because it has synergy with Ragnarok. If you have Ragnarok in your Pendulum Zone, you can use this thing's effect to summon that out, and then Ragnarok's effect will trigger on field to summon another D2D from grave. Clearwing being another great card. Formula Synchron is very helpful to help go into Hexblood because you can usually use Genghis in this just to synchro up to a quick 8 if you need to. This card does help you get draw power. Like I said, it's just a very, very good card. And then next for the fusions, playing 1 Beowulf, 2 copies of Dark, and 2 probably the most important, 2 copies of Genghis, being one of the best fusions in the deck. So yeah, that wraps up the extra deck. We'll jump into the side deck. For side deck, I usually don't show a side deck for this, but we'll do it anyways. 2 copies of Cyber Dragon. And you know that Nats is over, I think, or almost over, coming to an end. It'll be interesting to see how the side deck will change with the inevitable new coming formats. So yeah, 2 Cyber Dragon and the 1-of Chimera Tech right there for Cosmo. 2 Santa Claus. Now, since the OCG does not have Kaijus, there are a lot of builds that are playing Santa Claus. So basically, this is basically the same as a Kaiju. You special summon this card from your hand, and you tribute a monster on the side of the field, and you summon this in defense position. It's got 2,500 defense. The only difference this has between like a Kaiju is that during the end phase you get to draw a card, so it's pretty helpful. Yeah, it's usually a pretty nice card. And if you are being like defensive that turn, it's nice because it does get you advantage. Obviously, it's not. I wouldn't say it's as good as a Kaiju, but I guess it does help since this is a fiend for this deck, so it does have a little bit of synergy. So that is helpful, I guess. But Santa Claus, since it's kind of like an OCG build, I kind of want to keep it kind of themed in the side deck, I guess. Although this wouldn't be really relevant, the Chimera text, I guess. But Santa Claus, interesting card choice instead of, you know, the usual Kaiju. So if anybody wanted to, you know, get another side deck card in their their side deck, try out Santa Claus. It's definitely a very cool card. Tribute to a monster on the side of the field. Then during the end phase, you get to draw a card. Although you do have to deal with that 2,500 defense. 2 copies of Chaos Hunter. Next we have 3 copies of Effect Veiler, like we mentioned earlier. Definitely need that. You can search it, game 2, so why not? 1 copy of Fog King for Monarchs. 2 copies of Iron Wall, and 2 copies of Twin Twister to wrap up the side deck for that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Like I said, OCG themed deck profile with all the OCG support. Basically, what the deck's going to look like pretty much when it is finally available here in the TCG, whenever that decides to happen. Like I said, I think it's sometime in 2017, but hopefully it'll come a lot sooner than that. Who knows? But yeah, pretty solid build. Definitely a really, really good build. I played against this. This is my brother's build. I played against this several times with like Ixie's Monarchs to kind of like see how the deck would stand up to it. Like being Ixie's Monarchs being one of the best decks of the format over here in the OCG. And then you'd be surprised what the turnout of those matches were. Like, I was just getting beat left and right by this deck. Like, it's just like it's like the power of the Monarchs like wasn't enough to completely deal what this deck could do. Like the first turn fields that this deck turns out of like Hexblood, Crystal Wing, and then like a number 38. And it's just nuts. Like in Vanity's Fiend too, I know Vanity's Fiend doesn't really hurt Monarchs too much, but like being able to get Stormforth and having to deal with cards like Crystal Wing, and like the deck had a very hard time playing against this DDD build. So hopefully that'll give you guys some hope for the future that this deck, when it does finally get the support, will be probably one of the best decks of the format. At least I'm hoping it will be, because it definitely does deserve that. It's an amazing deck. Doing very, very well in the OCG, if you haven't been keeping up with that, being one of the best decks in the OCG DDD. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the profile. If you did, please leave a like. Again, I'm sorry for the whole hiatus. Haven't been uploading anything in a few days. Like I said, I've been away from home. Can't really control that, so I do apologize. If anybody was like, where the hell are the videos? Well, they're back now. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoy. If you did, please leave a like. Be greatly appreciated. And as always, WinnerKills signing out. See you in the next one.